I was going to tell you guys something. Are you aware that there are many people who don't practice safe sex? I'm talking millions of people. We're gonna get into it. Hold on. Hi. I have something interesting to chat with you about today. Come closer. There is a reason why condoms were created. I hear that many of us like to engage in adult activities but do not like to be responsible, especially for other people. Interesting. Oh well. Today's chat, we're gonna talk about everything safety, caution, and alternatives. Let's get into it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Girl Chat. Because today, you and I are gonna be chatting on a very interesting topic. Safe sex. If you're less than 18, you need to get off this screen right now. For my over 18, come close. And especially my adults, the fully grown men and women, you're welcome. Okay, here we go. Let's start first of all by telling you who I am. I'm Ekyvee Victor Mpong. If this is your first time seeing me on your screen, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Remember to hit the subscribe button and sit down. Let's have this good chat. Grab a drink. I will not be drinking because we need to get into this topic properly. Okay. So, there are many men I've heard, met, and read about, and they say, or rather, you people are saying, you don't like to use condoms while having sex because it's not nice, it's not sweet, it's not enjoyable. Granted, your feelings are valid. Your reasons are 100% valid. However, the other side of it is, if you're not exclusive with somebody, if you have more than one sex partner, just as we were all taught, all of us together watching this, you're gonna contract diseases and infections, and you will continue to send it and transfer and pass it on to the next person. This is why condoms were created. Look at that. A little backstory. So you guys, in secondary school, I was in the HIV awareness club. They taught us everything about HIV and AIDS, the awareness, how to protect yourself so you don't get it, everything that had to do with it. And the highest transmitter, or the highest form of it being transmitted, was sexually. However, that's just for HIV/AIDS, right? Remember, there are other STIs and STDs, and you can contract this sexually, hence the S in the acronyms. And then for HIV, you can contract it just by exposing a wound on your body with an infected person, all those things. So then I remember being like, oh my God, this is so scary. This is a death sentence. La 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 la. And then I grow up and I'm out mingling with others. And I realized that people seem to have forgotten that there's such a thing as HIV, STDs. It's almost as if they have 9 lives like the cats. And it's baffling. I'm like, wow. It's either you guys are on a mission to go meet your maker before your time, or there's no or, because what else is the alternative? But if that is your choice, It's okay. It's not your right to do that, but it's your choice. How about you do it alone? Do it by yourself. Why take other people with you? Now that's what we're going to talk about today. Why safe sex is important. Number one, like I've just mentioned, you don't want to contract diseases. We all have a beautiful, bright future ahead of us. So why would you want to change the trajectory of your life, your journey, everything? Remember, you know there are people who are out there who do not take precaution at all. And then there are people who do all the precautions and then they have an accident and boom, they're infected. Just try and imagine you took all the precaution and then something happened, you got infected. So now that was a 1 in a I don't know how many chances. Now imagine somebody who is not even taking any precaution at all. Why would you do that? Number 2, okay, let's assume, okay, you don't believe in STDs and STIs. How about unplanned pregnancies? Huh? Exactly. When you have unprotected sex, you're gonna have a baby. Yeah, unless you're protecting yourself. Now imagine you as a man, you didn't wear a condom, you're like, we're gonna hit it raw, we're gonna be raw. Ooh, raw dogging. Yeah, that's my girl. Ooh. And the girl, that's my man. We raw dogging. Ooh. And then, boom, there's a baby. And now you're asking questions. Is it mine? Why didn't you take the pill? Why are you not on a contraceptive? No! You're asking questions. Now, you are scared. All of a sudden, your life is flashing before you. You're like, I don't want to be a dad. I didn't plan to be a parent. What's going on? Let's see who is. Ooh. I will reply to you in a few minutes. You're wondering, oh my God, I don't have the finances. No, this is not the person I want to have babies with. Oh my God, what my mom is saying, what my dad is saying. Did you forget when you didn't protect yourself? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, what I tell people is, it takes 2, right, to tango. Which means you're responsible for yourself. You must protect yourself. So you don't want an STD, you don't want an STI, you don't want pregnancies. You're going to wear a condom. Now, the condom covers for all 2. Now, for those of us who are in loving, exclusive relationships, you say, okay, the condom is out of the equation because there's no, you guys came in clean, right? Okay, what about the baby part? What sort of contraceptive are you guys on? As a woman, you are saying, okay, I don't want to have a baby now until 5 years. So that means you're on contraceptive. And this for those who are not using condoms anymore because you and your partner are one and only, right? Okay, so you're on contraceptive. Good and fine. So in that case, everyone is fine. Or you, the man, you have a vasectomy. So you're sure you're shooting blanks. So even if the woman is not contraceptive, you're fine, Abby. Good. Now, in a situation where you know you have more than one partner, why on God's beautiful earth would you refuse to use a condom? Look at Marissa and Ramses, right? Marissa says contraceptives, the side effects are too adverse for her, so she can't use it anymore. I support that. Condoms are the only contraceptives that should be acceptable, but to each his own. And she's saying, oh, now she wants to have a baby. You know, initially she has said, if you guys go watch Love is Blind, anyways, all of that. Point is, Ramses wants unprotected sex because the ones with condoms are not pleasurable to him. And Marissa says, well, if that's the case, we're gonna have a baby. And Ramses does not seem to understand it. Are there people that missed biology class, science class in school? Because we all know when the semen fertilizes the egg, a baby occurs. So there's nothing stopping the semen from moving, right? It's gonna happen. Yeah, it will. And then there are those of you who go around saying, but no, if I have to use a condom with her, that means she's not somebody I'm supposed to be with. You know, that means she's not clean. I can tell these things. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not kidding, I've met men in physical like this, face to face, and they said this thing to me. Oh yeah, I always know. I know if she's okay or not. I can tell. Sir, you have a third eye somewhere. You've got some powers I'm not aware of. Yeah, I can tell if I should be with her. But guess what? They're not saying no to anybody. Everybody is welcomed. So imagine you going to have sex with that person. Just picture it. He's been everywhere, right? And then you come and have sex with him. And unfortunately for you, you didn't use protection. Also, you also have to remember that even in the middle of having sex, you're not supposed to take off the condom without the lady's consent. If you do, whatever you see, please collect. You deserve it. Whatever you see, please collect it. Because why would you do that? That's you literally saying, I want to kill this woman. You want to stab her to death. Because why would you in the middle of sex take off the condom? You didn't tell her nothing. That's a horrible thing to do. And if you do that, you should stop it. Don't do that anymore. You should apologize. That's very wrong. And ladies, guess what? There are condoms for women if that's your groove, if that's what you're into. So just in case you're with a man who says, sex with condoms are unpleasant, and for whatever reason you believe in yourself that you can't leave him, that he's the one for you, your ride or die. If it's not this man, no one else. There are female condoms, okay? If you're worried, and for you to be that worried, that means you guys are not exclusive. Now, for couples who are in poly relationships, now you guys have a whole lot of discussions to have, because I don't know how that would work, but in that kind of situation, it is recommended that you use a condom, because it's a poly relationship, right? You'll be multiple people, or both of you are with other people, and you don't want to start messing the woman's pH balance. Check my previous video for this discussion. Ladies, this is another reason why you should have your sex toys. Because guess what? If you meet a man and he says, oh no, I'm clean. Men always say that thing. No, wait, hold on. You guys know, men always say that thing. Oh, I'm clean. I checked myself 4 weeks ago. I checked myself 2 weeks ago. Really? In that case, it shouldn't be a problem. I always suggest that both of you go have a test together, or you have a home kit. There are vendors, medical vendors that sell these things. Have a home kit, right? So that when you have a partner, you guys don't necessarily have to start going to the lab to go get tested. You could just do it right there at home, and everyone is fine. Everyone is Gucci, right? But please, I would always recommend, please get yourself tested. And even when you get yourself tested, this is a very tricky part. Now you guys have seen you're clean. You decide to have sex. You need to remember that the virus takes 3 months to properly manifest. So if you notice, anytime you go to the sex health and they screen, they say, oh, come back in 3 months. Exactly, because it needs time. So I still wouldn't recommend that just because you guys came out, everything is fine, you go ahead and have sex. It's a risk to take, but just be aware that it takes 3 months. And also, this is another part. You're in a relationship, you're exclusive, you don't feel the need to get tested because you both came in fine and okay. But unfortunately, one person decided, fuck this, and they slipped. Yeah. And remember, the other person is oblivious to this. Life still goes on as normal. And heaven forbid, one day, the innocent party realizes something is off with them. And then they go for a check. And the results come up. It's an STD or STI. That is so heart-wrenching. Because imagine you've been on the straight and narrow. You're living your life properly because you have a bright future, Abby. So you're making smart decisions. And then somebody decided, fuck your life, I'm gonna ruin your life. And then they did what they did, and now you've been implicated. You know, there are many victims outside today that were not careless. No, they were not. It's their partner who was careless, right? And in most cases, those partners don't give a fuck about their lives. You don't care about your life. You're just going around. You're just being with anybody. You're saying, oh no, I don't need to use a condom. She's clean. I can tell these things. I know these things. There was something I read. Something about it said, if he checked, you know, it's not right. Please, I'm just saying this because there's no reason why you as a person should take something so beautiful, so enjoyable, so delicious, and ruin it for another person and make it a traumatic experience for another person. When you refuse to use a condom and force yourself on somebody, that's you traumatizing somebody. When you keep coercing, begging, and forcing, that is you traumatizing somebody. When you take off the condom in the middle of sex, that is you traumatizing somebody. That is you literally going out of your way to make this experience horrible for this other person. And there's no need for that. Like, why shouldn't all of us enjoy this beautiful thing? Why would you be an agent of darkness and come to ruin another person's life? And then, when we see stories, they say it was a passionate crime. You're wondering. Be with people who are like you. Okay, so you're the type that says you don't want to use a condom. You can tell she's clean. You know, you can tell this thing, she have a third eye. That's fine. That's okay. Be with people who like that too, who say, yes, I know you're clean, and I know you can say I'm clean. Let's go together. Why would you insist on being with somebody who would rather protect themselves? Like, protection is sexy. There is nowhere in the world, and I mean nowhere, you will ask somebody, oh, what do you think about getting tested before having sex? And they'll tell you they hate it, or it's unsexy. Nobody. Everybody will applaud and say, yes, that's the right thing to do. That's a good thing. Yes, let's protect ourselves. We have a future ahead of us. We have loved ones who would want us around for a long time. We want to live healthy. We want to be happy. Like, why wouldn't you want to choose that? Yeah, exactly. Ladies, again, this is a very great reason to have sex toys. Because, listen, there are times you don't even want to deal. Your sex toys will never disappoint you. And even though I know I'm laughing and cracking a joke right now, for real, there are a multitude of people who, for whatever reason, have forgotten that STDs and STIs exist, and so they just go around putting themselves in precarious situations. And tomorrow they'll say, oh, it was the devil, I didn't know what I was thinking, oh, I was drunk. Blame it on you want to blame it on the Henny, you want to blame it on the Coke, you want to blame it on something else. You don't want to take responsibility and say you fucked up, you were living carelessly, you were reckless with your life. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times, you know, you can slip up, you know. It's not a habit for you to have unprotected sex, right? There are times you slip up. And those times, you know how you beat yourself up, you're like, damn, oh my God, am I okay? Oh God, what's going on? You know how you feel those times when you slip up. Do you want to keep feeling that way over and over again? Like, I don't think it's not nice. Personally, I would not want to feel that. If I ever was in that situation, I wouldn't want to feel that way again. Right? And I know how hard it is to say, you know what, no, especially when the foreplay has started all morning, all day, you're looking forward to this appointment. you've already envisioned, you've talked about how you're going to tear each other up, you've talked about how exciting this is going to be, you've envisioned it, you've done so much, and then just at the very point the person says, oh, I don't have a condom. I know it's very hard to say, okay, let's not do this. But my sister, my brother, you need to turn back. I promise you, you will not be losing anything. There's always tomorrow, okay? Maybe it's too late to run to the drugstore to go get a condom. My guy, just cover yourself and sleep. There's always tomorrow. I know it's hard. Listen, anyone that tells you it's easy is lying. They are lying from the depths of their heart. It is very, very hard. Listen, especially when that person is scrumptious. That person is yummy. The person has been saying all the right things, hitting all the right buttons. It is very, very hard to say, okay, let's not do this. It's very hard, but you have to. My love, you need to, because the stories I'm hearing is, please, I want to live till I'm 80, 85, and I want to live in good health, not taking one medication or the other because I was careless. Imagine you being careless and then now you have to live like this. Imagine because of your recklessness you ruined another person's life. I need us to really understand and like think about it, that the decision you made ruined another person's life, ruined a beautiful experience for them. You went and took off the condom in the middle of sex. You said no, you're not doing, and you forced them. You insisted that, oh yes, it's only you I'm having sex with, it's only you I'm exclusive with, we've done our test, we're fine. You did all of that. You lied, basically. You deceived them, and they took you by your word, not knowing that you were literally shoving a knife into them. That's not nice. That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to do to anybody. If you don't like yourself, that's okay. I mean, that's your choice. But why are you bringing other people down with you? Please stop it. We're adults, and you know, when you're a child, you're learning science in school, you know, you're like, ooh, one day you get there. And then now you're an adult, you've gotten there, you know, you've been practicing over and over again. It's exciting. Actually, we all should come together to keep it exciting for ourselves and for everyone else. Because why not? Why not? Why wouldn't we want to have this enjoyable experience? Why? Nobody's saying you should restrict yourself to the number of partners. What everyone is saying is be safe while you're doing it. You can buy yourself a box of condoms. Just share them in all your pockets, your bags, your wallets, your cars, and keep it going, because better safe than sorry. Abi? God, I beg you, please. Let us be careful. Alright, so that's what I wanted to do with us today. And I will remind us why it's important to practice safe sex. Safe sex is good for your health, it's good for our health, and it's good for the entire world, right? You're protecting yourself and others from STDs and STIs. You're protecting yourself and others from unplanned pregnancies. You're protecting yourself and others from every other thing that could go wrong because you were reckless. Let's make it a habit not to be reckless. Let's be careful. If you want to be reckless with one person, okay? One person. The man or the woman, you've decided that this is who I want to be reckless with. Man, that thing is very nice. Pick that one person and be reckless with them, and they be reckless with you. Don't go dipping elsewhere, because the problem comes once you start dipping. That's where it becomes a problem. Don't go dipping elsewhere. Now you can be reckless however you want. You know, you can have all the million children you want. You can do whatever and not worry about, oh my God, are we contracting anything? Yeah? So, if you would not remember anything today, remember this. If you're gonna engage in adult activities, you have to be responsible so that adult activity stays beautiful and nice for you and for others. Don't carry a beautiful thing and turn it into an ugly thing. Yeah? Don't be the reason somebody says, no, I don't want to have sex ever again. Don't be the reason somebody says, oh, I'm triggered when you touch me. Don't be the reason why somebody says, you know what, I will fuck it all. I go and stay celibate for the rest of my life. Don't be the reason. Okay? Let's respect each other. Okay? And my ladies, my girlies, remember, if all else fails, sex toys are there for you. You can always get off with a sex toy. And you're sure you're not contracting anything, you're not even going to get pregnant with it. But aside from that, I do hope that we all meet people who match our energy, who share the same values as we do, and we can have so much reckless abandon fun with them. Yeah? Okay guys, see you another time. Remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this. Are you for safe sex or are you against it? And if you are, let us know why you support either of the options. Okay? See you in my next video. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Bye. Suicide mission. I don't think I can say suicide on WhatsApp. I look cute, guys. I look really cute. You see the way I tied my hair? Because this is a serious conversation. Yeah, it's a serious conversation we had to have. Okay? So this is me reminding you now, my fellow beautiful, beautiful ladies and handsome men. Please, please, and please, don't be reckless. Let's have an enjoyable experience.